Good morning, all of you. Hope you all are well. Today we are going to start with Unit 1, the new chapter that is 2.6 on page number 43. The name of the lesson is Chasing a Sea Monster. Now, what do you mean by chasing? Chasing means to go behind anyone. That is the meaning of chasing. In Hindi, we can say pakda pakdi. That is the chasing. Okay. Now, a sea monster. What do you mean by sea monster? Sea monster means a large or extraordinary sea animal is known as sea monster. Now, what do you mean by monster? Monster means a large, ugly, and frightening imaginary creature. Okay, that is the meaning of monster. Now, in Hindi, we can say monster as a rakshas. आप लोग ने सुना होगा. So, in English, it is named as monster. So, let us see first the introduction of the author. This lesson is written by Jules Verne and he was born on 8 February 1828 and he died on 24th March 1905. Now, as I said you, he was born on 8 February 1828. He was born in Nantes, France and he died in Amiens, France. This is the name of the place. He had written many short stories. In the year 2809, Dr. Ock's Experiment, and he had made the movie also, Journey to the Mysterious Island, okay, and many more. Let us see more in detail about him. Now, Jules Verne was a French writer who pioneered the science fiction genre. He is best known for his novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a journey to the center of the earth and around the earth in 80 days. These were the books he has written. Verne wrote about the space air also, okay, and underwater travel before air travel and practical submarines were invented and before practical means of space travel has been devised. So he has written this before all this submarine and all the things which were going into the space. So he has written this story before that. Okay, now let us see the 4 books what he had written. Some books written by Jules Verne is Jules Verne, Mysterious Island, From the Earth to the Moon, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Now this 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, this the lesson which we are going to see, it is taken from this book. The main characters in this are Commander Farragut, Professor Ernox, Ned Land, crew members and many more crew members. Now, these are the main 4 characters in this chapter. Now, in before I had told you about submarine. So, submarine is a boat which is under the water. Okay, you can see the picture, and this is the picture of the whole lesson. Okay, so let us start with our chapter now. Here the author describes how people on a ship thinks of the submarine as an animal and try to chase and hunt it. So let us start with our chapter on page number 43. Our frigate wanted to go back, but the unearthly animal came at us with a speed double our own. We gasped, more stunned than afraid. We stood mute and motionless. Now, frigate is a small speedy ship used in a war. Okay, unearthly means strange, not like those found on the earth. So here they were in the frigate and they were going to go back at the home, but what they saw that unearthly animal came towards them. Okay, and the speed was what, double than their frigate. Okay, we gasped. What do you mean by gasp? Gasp means catch one's breath with an open mouth, owning to pain or astonishment, means to surprise. Okay, more stunned than afraid, we stood mute and motionless. They were what? Motionless means on the one place, on same place only. The animal caught up with us, played with us. It made a full circle around the frigate and wrapped us in the sheet of electric that were like luminous dust. At any instant, it could have dashed against our ship. Now, what they saw, that that animal was playing with them. Okay, it made a full circle around the frigate and wrapped us in the sheet of electricity that were like luminous dust. Now, what that animal did, that he made a full round against their frigate, and one wrapped like a sheet was covered, and it was what, luminous in the dust, that is bright, full of light. Okay, instant, and it could have dashed against our ship, and they were thinking that it will dash against their frigate. Okay, let's see the next paragraph. Meanwhile, I was surprised to see that our warship was fleeing, not fighting. I connected on this to Commander Farragut. His face, ordinarily so emotionless, showed great astonishment. Now, meanwhile, who was surprised? The author was surprised, and he was seeing his frigate. Its frigate was not fighting, and he went to his commander Farragut and told him everything. But the Farragut's face was what, ordinary and emotionless, and it showed a great astonishment. Okay, Professor Ernox, he answered me, I don't know what kind of fearsome creature I am up against, and I don't want my frigate running foolish risk in all this darkness. Now, what Professor Ernox said, he answered me. Professor Ernox answered to Commander Farragut that I don't know what kind of fearsome creature is that. Fearsome means frightening, especially in appearance. Okay, I am up against, and I don't want my frigate running foolish risk in all the darkness. What he said? He said, I don't want to take any risk. What do you mean by risk? A situation involving exposure to danger. Okay, so I don't want to take a risk in this darkness. Okay, beside, how should we attack this unknown creature? Now, what he said, how we will attack this unknown creature. What do you mean by creature? An animal at distinct from a human being. And fleeing, the word was there in first paragraph. Run away from a place or situation of danger. Okay, now he said, how should we defend ourselves against it? They said that how we will defend ourselves against that creature. Let's wait for daylight and then we will play a different role. What they said, let this darkness go, we will wait for daylight and then we will play our different role with that creature. Let us see the next paragraph. The whole crew stayed on their feet at night long. No one even thought of sleeping. Unable to compete with the monster's speed, our frigate, the Abraham Lincoln, slowed down. Now, what did the whole crew? Crew means a group of people who work on and operate the ship or aircraft. Okay, so all they were what, on their feet, full night they were standing, and no one even thought of sleeping. Okay, and they were thinking how we will compete with the monster speed, and our frigate, the Abraham Lincoln, slowed down. Now the frigate is I said frigate means a small boat. So what was the name of that frigate? Abraham Lincoln. For its part, the animal mimicked the frigate, simply rode with the waves, but did not leave the field of battle. Now what they saw? They saw that the Abraham Lincoln had slowed down, but the animal, the monster, was what, mimicking the frigate, and it was coming near and near, and it was simply riding on the waves, but did not leave the field of battle, but it had not leave the battle. Now mimicked, what do you mean by mimicked? Imitate someone or their actions or words, especially in order to entertain or ridicule. Okay, I hope you have understood till here. Now we will see the next paragraph on the same page. There is 2 lines only on that page, that is on page number 43. Let's see that. However, near midnight it disappeared, or to use a more appropriate expression, it went out like a huge glow worm. Now in the midnight it what, disappeared. It was not seeing, that animal was not seeing, or to use a more appropriate expression, it went out. Now what he is telling, that it went out means it was not looking, they can't see, like a huge glow worm. Had it fled from us? Now what they were thinking, had it fled means run away from a place or situation of danger. Okay, we did not know and were filled with fear and hope at the same time. Now at same time they were feeling that they were having the fear also, and they were filled with what, hope also at the same time. But at 12:53 a defending hiss could be heard. Now in the midnight they can hear the voice, and that voice was what, hiss. Hiss could be heard. Now what is a hiss? Hiss a sharp sibilant sound, okay, resembling the sound made by a water spout expelled with tremendous intensity. Now resembling, what do you mean by resembling? Having a similar appearance to. Expelled, expelled means officially make someone leave a school or other organization. With a tremendous intensity. Intensity means the quality of being intense. Okay, so I hope you have understood till here. Now on page number 46. By then Commander Farragut, Ned Land, I were and the afterdeck peering eagerly into the darkness. Now what did the Commander Farragut, Ned Land, what they did? I were on the afterdeck. What do you mean by afterdeck? Afterdeck means an open deck towards the stern of a ship. Peering, peering means the exchange of data directly between internet service providers rather than via the internet. Okay, eagerly into the darkness, they were looking into the darkness, into the sea. Tell me, Ned Land, isn't that the noise citizens? Now what did Frigate ask to Ned Land? That this noise is of whom? Citizens. Citizens means a marine mammal of the order. Okay, cetacean means a whale, dolphin, or a porpoise, means a big creature, big marine animal. Okay, and make when they spurt water from their blowholes. And when this type of sound comes, when these big mammals uh, when they spurt means gush out in a sudden and forceful steam. Blowholes means the nostril of a whale or dolphin onto the top of its head. When they breathe and when they spurt out means in a sudden gush, forcefully they remove the air or water from their blowholes. At that time this sound comes. So he was telling to Ned Land that maybe it may be a whale or a dolphin. Okay, the very noise, sir, but this one's way louder, so there can be no mistaken. There is definitely a whale lurking in our water. Now what did they both, Ned Land said to his Professor Ernox, that now the voice is coming what, very louder, and it is not mistake, but I definitely know that there is a whale lurking in our water. Lurking means remaining hidden so as to wait in abuse. Okay, near 2 o'clock in the morning the core of light reappeared 5 miles away from the Abraham Lincoln. Now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, in the 2 o'clock in the morning, the core of light, what do you mean by core? The tough central part of the various fruit or containing the seed, that is the core. Okay, in the middle of the night the core of light reappeared 5 miles away from the Abraham Lincoln. Now this core of light was coming from 5 miles away from Abraham Lincoln, means where they were standing. What was the name of the frigate? The name of the frigate was Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so from 5 miles away the light was coming. Okay, so I hope you have understood till here. Let us see the next part in the next video. Okay, thank you and have a nice day. We will continue in next video.